It's beer o'clock on Real Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Hibu Craft Brewery in Italy, and it's a bottle of their Mood Imperial Porter, coming in at 7.5% ABV and 55 IBUs. Judging by that man's mood and the porter in the glass, he's quite happy. Okay, let's get the beer out. There's a look at the bottle cap. Now, I picked up 2 bottles of these beers in the Gravity Station in Cardiff. Just reviewed their IPA. Really good. Never heard of their brewery before. Of course, I mean, sometimes in life you can't come across all the breweries in the world, especially in Italy and Belgium and Denmark. There's just so many. So when you come across a new brewery, when you're in a bottle shop, it's always good to pick the beer up and it's always a ooh moment. I've not heard of that one. Let's get it open into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. Beer in the glass. So what am I looking for from an Imperial Porter? Yeah, looks pretty good. You're not going to generate a large, massive head on a beer at 7.5% ABV. The alcohol just kills it. But what we do have is a one-finger tan-coloured head and a jet black beer in the glass. Nice levels of carbonation rolling up the side, and I think it's a bottle-conditioned beer, judging by the sediment there. Can you see the suspended sediment floating in the glass there? Okay, let's get the aroma, see what we get. Oh. Lactose. The first thing I pick up from this beer is a lovely, creamy, milky, lactosey aroma. It's sweet. There's some chocolate, caramel, and maybe some coffee, but I think we'll pick that up in the actual flavour. Let's dive in. Cheers. Viscous, quite thick, very drinkable at the same time as being thick in the mouthfeel. It's drinkable, nicely carbonated. It's a vinous beer. Now, oh, it's such a tear in terms of flavour. What do I prefer? Do I prefer that Imperial Porter that's big and thick and bold, has lots of coffee, chocolate, caramel, some sweet caramel, bitter chocolate, bitterness, and some coffee flavours, that's big and bold? Or do I prefer that porter or imperial stout that is more vinous? It's got some grape in there. There's some red wine qualities in there. There's some fig and some raisin. What do I prefer? This certainly is the latter. It's just raisiny and there's some fig and plum, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. But I can't quite decide what I want. I can't quite decide if I want that big, thick, gloopy Imperial Porter, Imperial Stout, or that vinous, slightly sweet, berry, plummy, figgy Imperial Porter. I think you know where I'm coming from. But do you know what? This beer has a bit of both. There's quite a lot of cappuccino coffee, which I missed in the first taste. Of course, when you taste a beer, you roll the beer over your tongue and you get different flavours from each taste. I'm a firm believer of that. So you get some vanilla, some coffee. Second flavour, you concentrate on, you try and forget about the vanilla and coffee, you put that to one side. This time, I'm thinking about the drinkability, the carbonation. It's in between being a medium-bodied beer and a very drinkable thin beer. And there's, yeah, in the background there's plum and fig and it's vinous, it's raisin. Bottom line, it's a great beer. It is a great beer. It really is. I mean, that man holding that, let's see if we can, I got one hand, so let's recreate that. Yeah, he's a happy chappy, a happy Italian. I'm a happy Welshman drinking this beer. So, rating for Hibu Craft Brewery Mood Imperial Porter. I think it looks great. I think it smells great. And I think it tastes great. For me, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! And cheers.